I was homeless, and I was looking out to go to sleep at night. I would walk around campus, the University of Akron campus, and I would grab the handle on people's doors to see if their car door was open. And I would sleep in their cars.
What's going on, family? It is your boy, Dr. Willie Patton, and I am here for the inaugural edition of the Purpose Experience presented by Winning Paradigm. Listen, I'm sitting here with my main man, Rodney Dennis. We're here in Canton, Ohio, at the Levels Barber College. And listen, I'm excited because the purpose of this experience is to help people live, learn, and walk in their purpose and leverage their purpose. And I believe Rodney Dennis is the epitome of everything that I just mentioned. So Rodney, how you doing today, man?
Man, today is a great day. Wonderful day. I'm happy. I'm blessed. I'm happy you here. I'm happy you took your time out. I'm happy that people are watching and they can get something from it. So I appreciate your time for coming here.
Fantastic. Yes, and I do believe that people are going to be able to get some substance out of our conversation, just out of your story. Can you kind of give the people, whether they're listening on the podcast or watching on YouTube, kind of give them a snapshot of your story? Who is Rodney Dennis, and what is it that you do?
My name is Rodney Dennis, born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio, Garden Valley Projects. You know, just like everyone else, I lived in or just about everyone else, troubled past, single parent home, ups and downs, in and out of church, trying to do the right things but the wrong way, trying school, trying the military, trying everything, but only certain things worked for me. Going to church, going to barber school, helping people, giving back. That's the biggest thing that kind of helped me to push me toward where I'm at and getting me out of where I was at. Helping others, helping my family, helping people I didn't know, and, blessing others and giving my time, my treasures, and my talents, and kind of blessed me to where I'm at now.
Fantastic. Well, when I met you post Jesus, right? You mentioned the military and in and out of church and things like that.
Yeah.
What transpired in your life that kind of caused the light bulb to come on, in order for you to kind of cause that shift in your life?
I was, in college trying to party. My frat bros ain't work. Tried to go to the military. Needed money. And, sometimes without a lot of options that we think we don't have, I thought the military was that option that I can go toward. And I found out it wasn't. So I came home from the military. That didn't work. Still had to figure it out. The biggest light bulb, it's a gift and a curse, I guess. I was homeless, and I was looking out to go to sleep at night. I would walk around campus, the University of Akron campus, and I would grab the handle on people's doors to see if their car door was open. And I would sleep in their cars, a mess, could have been killed, anything could have happened. But at that point, I realized, what am I doing? What is going on? And I was listening to the radio. And, the radio...
Now, was it somebody else's radio in the car?
No, I'm sorry, this is another day. This is another day. This is another day. And I was listening to the radio, and, I heard someone say, if you do something you love, you never have to work a day in your life. And I was literally catching rides back to Cleveland just to get my hair cut. And I was scraping up money to get my hair cut. Nothing was working out, but I always had a haircut. And so I said, I like getting my hair cut, and I took those words literally. And I applied for barber college, and there was a scholarship program. And the scholarship was write about somebody who has impacted your life. Couldn't pay for college, couldn't pay for nothing. And my grandmother, my great grandmother, her name is Inez, she passed a week before this. And I wrote the scholarship about her, and I won it. And that's how I paid for barber college.
Now, what was it about her impact that your grandmother had on you that caused you to write it about her?
She used to whoop me all the time. She wouldn't let me. She instilled, I guess, the foundation of, trying to go to church and trying to take care of my family, and little stuff like how to roll socks that I teach my son now, and putting bags, it just crossed my mind, putting bags in my shoes so the snow wouldn't get in my shoes, the little blue bags, and how to cut potatoes to make French fries. Like, it just was little stuff that I didn't think would have an impact on my life that still has an impact now. And so at that point, she had just passed away, and I was like, I'm just gonna write this. I never win nothing. And then I won, and a week later, I started barber college, and I've been cutting ever since.
Fantastic. So kind of give us a little bit more detail on the transition from being homeless and sleeping in other people's car. Like, how did that part, tell us a little bit more on the transition from that to,
Okay. So I, at that point, I had to find somewhere to stay. So at that point, I'm going from female to female. I'm trying to figure out, I'm just using people, trying to just get to the next day, trying to get something to eat, so I'm trying to figure out. And I found the cheapest apartment. It was this green apartment, nothing in it. I had a blow-up bed in one area, and I had a kitchen. That was it. That's what I was saying. It was probably like $300 or something a month. And I said, I'm gonna stay there. And then I would ride a bike, I would walk, or I would catch the bus to barber college. And that's how I went to school. And at that point, I said I had to do something different. So it was school and it was church. And literally, listening to you and listening to other people that mentored in my life, hey, try this. It ain't gonna always be right. You gonna fall. And I just kept getting back up. I kept getting back up. Like, it ain't perfect now, ain't nothing perfect. But, like I teach the students, just keep getting back up. Like, I kept getting back up, I kept getting back up. And things kept changing every time I got back up. And then I got up, I got punched. All right, get back up, get back in there. So every day I just worked on myself. I tried to listen to something positive. I learned how to pray. I learned how to tithe. I learned how to give. And so it was like more of my mindset. It was my mindset at the time. When I was sleeping in those cars, and when I was taking a shower inside the rec, I had to get clean, so I would go inside the University of Akron rec to take a shower. And I think it was the mindset that I had, my mom and my grandmother as a crutch. Hey, I know my grandmother gonna pay these bills. I know my mom gonna give me some money. I know this, I know that. And when that crutch was took, I gotta stand up on my own now. Like, you gotta stand up. And at that point, I had to figure out how to stand up. And, it's so dope, being on the media team and, meeting Elder Will, just meeting the different people that has spoken into my life that has helped me go from one place to another. At first, it was being homeless. Secondly, it was starting barber college. Graduating from college after seeing Will graduate from college. Opening the business, opening the barbershop, helping other people opening up a barbershop, opening up a barber supply store, opening up a driving school. And it's all because I kept getting up. And then I just felt like I can do anything now. Like,
now you're not gonna get away with saying all of that quick. He said that way too fast, y'all. But you see how he just glanced over the fact that he went from being homeless to opening up a barbershop to starting a business to getting a couple of degrees. He just kind of glanced over that. You got to give us more details on some of that. And particularly kind of talk to me about, because you mentioned mindset, right? And the reason why our company is called Winning Paradigm. It's because we understand that in order for you to truly walk in purpose, you got to have a winning paradigm. So as a man think, so is he, right?
Right,
You
I
know,
agree.
I love what Henry Ford said. He says, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
You're right.
You know, so with that being said, like, talk to me about the shift of your mindset and where that is now that kind of prompts you to continue to get up, right? To have that that entrepreneurial spirit and to believe that I can do this on my own, right?
So it just, in my personal opinion, of course, I think it was reading. I think it was motivational speaking. I think it was me believing in myself. I think it was me being a protector over my family and asking God to put me in that position to make me the Moses of my family. It was me motivating others. Is my son. I have to be that person he looks up to. I got friends that look up to me. I have to be that boss. I have to be that dog. I have to have that spirit. I have to have that push because nobody else has it. I feel like I can outwork anybody. I feel like I can outdrive anybody. I feel like I'm the best at everything because I just believe it in myself. I believe I can start anything.
Now, what happened that gave you that? Because earlier you mentioned before you filled out that scholarship letter, you said that I don't win anything.
Right.
So how did you get from that I don't win anything mentality to I can win anything, right?
Real talk is Jesus, it's the Bible, it's the stories in the Bible, it's the stories how they started from mess ups. They started from a headache. They started from not being perfect to being a blessing to everybody else. And I'm like, I mean, they human just like me.
Right.
You know, the story is about, you know, big people in the world that did great things. They started just like me. They started messed up. They started with a headache. And I'm like, I can do that too. Like, he's not better than me. Like, and you know, it was the stuff that I was seeing on TV. It was stuff that I was hearing in the media. It's, you know, my friends saying, hey, you know, what you gonna do?
Yeah.
And in my head, like, bro, what you gonna do? You know, like, this guy started a barber college. He's not better than me.
That's
you know,
beautiful.
right? I want to start one in every big city in Ohio.
Yeah.
Nobody did that. All right, I'm going to do it. Everybody needs a driver's license in the community. How come they don't got one? All right, cool. I'm about to go get them all a driver's license. You know, somebody need a place to work. Somebody need to know how to pay taxes. All right, let's give out a whole bunch of scholarships because they don't got nothing to do. All right, now you got something to do. You gonna take the opportunity or you gonna miss it?
Yeah.
You gonna dribble or you gonna shoot? And it was just it was the switch when I went to barber college. So the switch didn't start directly when I went to barber college. It's when I never picked up clippers a day in my life, ever. Starting barber school was the start of picking up clippers. Like, ain't nobody show me, ain't nobody tell me. That first day was, hey, you gonna learn. And so I was tearing people up. I was tearing kids up. I was tearing everybody up.
Yeah.
And this one day, it was a free back to school haircut event. And so I'm just trying to cut everybody. I'm like, I mean, it's free, you know, who cares? So I wound up cutting about 60 kids at this free haircut event. And then I cut this one particular kid and it came out so nice, and he went and grabbed his dad, and his dad went and grabbed his uncle. And his uncle, I don't know their name, I don't know his name, I ain't never seen him again after this. He had said, you know, my haircut is okay, you know, but he was like, the motivation you had gave me from our conversation, he said, you're gonna go a long way. So from then, it wasn't the cutting hair. I focused more on that 30 minutes or that 25 minutes or that 1 hour of speaking into people's lives.
Yeah.
So I would go to church, or I would listen to Eric Thomas, or I would listen to somebody in the morning, and I would take that and I would mimic it when I had somebody in my chair. So it was like I was motivating people, but as I was motivating them, I was listening to it too. So that's kind of how the
You was lifting as you climb.
Exactly.
That's a
Yeah.
blessing, man.
That's
I pray that the people that are listening are really taking heed to some of the gems that you're dropping, because one thing that popped up in my spirit where you were talking was the importance of understanding uh, to despise small beginnings. You know what I mean? And the fact that even though you're imperfect, you know, you're still the perfect candidate for God to use you. As a matter of fact, when we look through scriptures is filled with God using imperfect people to do his perfect work. You know, so no matter where you are right now, no matter what you're dealing with right now, like if you're still alive and breathing, God can use you to be a blessing, you know, to his kingdom, because all of us are called to solve problems, right? And I love how you found a problem, the problem of people having a bad hair day or whatnot, you know, and you were able to not only, you know, just get out of being homeless, but man, you maximize your moment. You know, like watching what you were able to do. Okay, so you went from barber college, but then you had your own shop. Talk to us about how you ended up owning your own shop. Don't even tell us about the college yet. How did you even get to where you had Levels Barbershop?
So it was. So the barbershop came about. Again, I seen other people doing it, and I'm like, they're not better than me. You know, I wanted a place where if my grandmother came in, she don't have to smell weed. If my mom came in, she don't have to listen to twerk music, I'm just gonna say that. Or she don't have to be cursed out from the music. Or when my dad comes in, he can have a legitimate conversation, but it's not disrespectful to everybody. You know, and I couldn't find that. I'm like, hey, I went to work today and I'm high, you know, and I don't even smoke. Like, you know, why, you know, what is going on? And so at that point, I just wanted something better. I wanted something more professional. I wanted something that somebody else like me would come work at. Or if my son was there, he'd be like, you know, hey dad, it's cool. I always want to go to that shop because they ain't playing no cussing, or they trying to get me to stop cussing, you know, or they trying to get me to go to college, or they asking me questions, hey, what's plan A? Or is sports? Or what's your plan B if your leg break? You know, speaking into these kids' lives, I just wanted to have something different, you know, than the regular. And so I wanted to do my own. I just took a chance, no money. I just negotiated with the owner of a building, and I just jumped in, and you know, I just did it bit by bit. One thing about my dad grew up in Cleveland, sold drugs, you know, did all that stuff. And he used to have nice cars, like amazing cars. And I'm like, Dad, how did your car get like that, you know? I'm like, you ain't got no money. I'm thinking in my head, you know, he done went to jail, came home, and his car looked amazing. But he like, people think I just spent all this money. He like, one day I did the headlights. One day I paid for one rim. One day I got the second rim. One day I did the leather seats, and then it came to life. So I took that, and one day I got one barber chair. The second day, the second week or second month, I did the plumbing. The month after that, I got the next chair. The month after that, I did the logos on the windows, you know? And so I did it bit by bit with the barber college. One day we did the floor. One day we did the chair. Like, I didn't take out a bunch of money to put this together. I just worked and said, oh, how much is the lights? $2,000 to do all the electricity? All right, cool. I want you to do it, but I got you. Give me some time. I got you. I'll be there. I got you. You know, I just put it bit by bit, and then it became something whole. Put my one slice of piece in. Put my one slice of piece in, and then now we got a whole stuffed crust.
That's fantastic, man. Like, and because I think it's important for us to understand, like, the importance of really walking by faith. What you just articulated was a leap of faith that you took, and I think where we get messed up is we think we have to have all the answers before we start moving and before we start walking. But to be honest with you, if you had all the answers, it would no longer be faith, right? I love what Dr. Sam Chan said. He said that if you're 100% sure, you're already too late. You know, if you're 100% sure. So the most important part is discovering what is it that God is calling you to do? And then once you really zero in on, okay, this is my assignment in this season of my life, then going full-fledged and figuring it out as you go. Doing your best to plan. We're not advising anyone to be reckless or anything like that, but count the cost properly, but don't get caught up in that analysis paralysis or the imposter syndrome or procrastination. A lot of people, they may say, I'm a perfectionist, so I want to make sure that it's perfect. It's never going to really be perfect. For those of you who got iPhones, right now as we record this, what's the newest one? The 12, they're working on the 13, right? Just imagine if they waited for them to have the face recognition on the iPhone. No, they just keep improving and it keeps evolving. And it's the same way with our personal life and our purpose. And you're a great example of what that looks like. You just have evolved over the years, and you started your shop, and then you as a businessman, you have evolved. And I think that's very important for people, to understand. Now, I do have one question. What prompts you to call your business Levels?
Exactly what you just said. I was at one level, and I keep going to the next, and I keep going to the next. And when I was cleaning out my first barbershop, I was cleaning it out, and I was just listening to music and wallpaper. We had, you remember the wallpaper, the bricks. And with the wallpaper, you have to line it up. You have to line it up perfectly. And I needed a leveler. And I didn't have one. And I was like, levels. And I was taught, keep it simple. Keep it simple. And I know a long name. My first thought barbershop was South Side Kingdom Cuts. And just imagine you trying to get somebody to come to that shop. Well, go to, that's Rodney's shop. Go to Rodney's shop. But Levels is so easy. It's so quick. Hey, I work at Levels. Oh, go to Levels. Hey, Levels is up the street. It's one word and it's real quick and it'll hit you real fast. So I just stuck with that one word. But it was all because I was trying to put up wallpaper and paste on the back, which you got to use water, and it kept falling. And I couldn't get it right on a brick. So it'd be a brick right here and then a brick right here, and it would never be even. But it didn't get even until I got the leveler. And I used that name. It's simple. It wasn't.
Hey, that's crazy. Fantastic. I love the story behind it. And the story behind the reason why I wanted to interview you as my inaugural episode is because it's levels to your purpose. I mentioned the importance of understanding that we have to evolve as we go. One thing that I think that's imperative for us to understand as it relates to our purpose, living in purpose, is the fact that your purpose doesn't have a period. It's more like a comma. A lot of times we think, what am I called to do? And you think that that's what you're going to do forever in life, and it's only going to look like that, and that's the only thing you're going to do. No, that may be what God is assigning you to do in that season in your life, but then you're going to evolve, and you may still be in the same arena, but He may say, you know what? Not only do I want you to own a barber shop, but I want you to go ahead and start your own barber college. Levels to this, right? It's levels to it. And I think that it's an effort of futility for us to just think that we're just going to do this one thing and not allow God to really stretch us and be more of a blessing, because now not only do you get to be a blessing through your barbershop, but you also get to be a blessing in paying it forward. Just think about how full circle everything just went for you. Like you talked about how you went from sleeping in people's cars to go, to that saving grace being you having that opportunity in a barber college, and now God is using you to go ahead and pay it forward and be the same. Kind of talk to me about that.
It's them guys. It's the students. It's the I get to help somebody that one I don't know, but I get to help people kind of find their purpose through, I guess, my purpose, if that makes sense. I get to let them listen to God, without them even really knowing that they listening to God. First thing in the morning while we clean up, they listen to church music. The first hour of the day, they listen to church music. I pick a time like 3 o'clock at the end of the day. I throw in a quick 15-minute motivational speech.
Yeah.
So they don't even know that they're getting hit with God, but they are. So I get to use that. I get to use my lowest points for situations that they've been through to help them through it. I get to use my high points to show them where they need to go. I get to show them how to open up a barbershop. I get to show them how to start an LLC. I get to show them how to pay taxes. I get to show them how to give, how to use their time, their treasures, and their talents. I get to show them, and they get to actually see what tithing through.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, some people don't know what tithing is. They actually get to see it. They actually get to, hey, look, this is, when I make some money at the end of the day, I want to show you this. Look, I click suchandsuch.com, I click this, boom, it goes right out. There go my percent. I give back. And like, how do you know it's working? Because I have faith. That's either you gonna rock with it or you not.
Yeah.
You gonna rock with me or you not. You see what it's doing, just follow what I'm doing, and it's gonna fall down onto your life. Obviously, it's working, and that's how you know.
Yeah, that's a blessing to hear, man. And I love how you actually show them how you do it. Well, you're Greek, so I know you know the poem, I'd rather see a sermon than to hear one any day, right? I'd rather one walk with me than just to show the way. So it's always a blessing to actually show people how you're doing what you're doing. And here's the beauty of it too. Not only are you operating in faith, but you got wisdom. Like, you know what you're doing. Like, this is not just a, hey, I believe in God, let me just kind of try to figure it out. Like you know what you're doing. So kind of talk to us about how, once you figured out, okay, God, this is what you have anointed me to do. Kind of talk to us about how you started leveraging your talent and your gift, to not only just meet your needs, but to be able to do the things that you're doing. Because many people, they may figure out what they're doing and they may start doing it, but they may not know how to leverage it in a way to where they can monetize it as well. Because you may know what you're supposed to do, but you may not know how to actually be compensated, for the gift that God has blessed you with.
So, in my opinion, I stopped caring what people think. I started feeling like I was better than all the other barbers. I started looking at videos of the people I wanted to be like. I would go to other states and I would go to their barber college. And I'm like, I can do that and I can make it 10 times better. I'm just gonna give my heart and I'm gonna give my all. And I really just grind it out. I'm knocking on doors. Hey, my name is Mr. Rodney. I'm at Levels Barber College. Come in, first cut is on me. I know if they come in and get that first cut, they gonna come 50 more times. So I'm gonna eat that little first haircut up, but I'm gonna get the rest on the back end.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hop on all the social media networks. I'm gonna do free haircuts at all the Men's Mondays. I'm gonna do free haircut events at all the high schools. I'm gonna do free haircut events at all the churches. I'm gonna do free haircut events. I mean, thinking about it now, I didn't plan this. I just gave it away.
And that's something, and that's something that I admire with you, because I believe you have a beautiful balance of giving back to the community, but still having your business right. You know what I mean? And I think that's something that we all need to grab a hold to, right? Let's give. Bible talks about give and it shall be given. But at the same time, let's make sure that we have our business in order. And so with that being said, like I love how you, like you mentioned, like you would give back to the community, cut in for free and things like that. Yet at the same time, whenever I would go in any of your barbershops, it will always be packed. Like if you, I even love how you use the technology with the app and like the different things. You were doing different things that other barbers wasn't doing. Like I would see the different, like it's some of the things that's kind of common in barbershops now that it was cutting edge when you were doing it. It was kind of like you were willing to try some of these different things. Kind of talk to me about what kind of prompts you to do those things.
With a lot of people cancel appointments. A lot of people don't show up. So I was like, I got tired of that. So I have to do something. When the facts change, we change our mind. The fact was, people was putting barber or putting me off. And so I needed a way to still get compensated for my time. So I get on the app, whether you show up or whether you don't show up, I still get paid, you know? And then I started getting 100% people showing up. Just the professionalism. I wanted to show people that you still can come to the barbershop and have a great conversation. You still can sit next to someone that's a police officer and somebody who possibly sold drugs, and nobody would know that either one of them did it because it's so professional. You know, you still have barbershops that are the pillars of the community. You still have barbershops that give back to the community. You still have barbershops that still help younger people. And I'm like, you know, let's get back to the basics. Let's keep it simple and roll with that. Obviously, barbershops been open for years and years and years, so they was doing something right.
Right.
So I want to still be open for years and years and years, so I'm going to follow what they do, and I'm not going to follow the crowd. I'm going to be professional like they are. I'm going to have a Chick-fil-A greet, because Chick-fil-A killing, you know, with their customer service. I'm like, man, I want that customer service.
Right.
So I just wanted to be like Chick-fil-A for as far as my customer service, but I still wanted to still have my spin on it. I still wanted to have who's better between LeBron and Jordan inside the barbershop.
Right.
I still wanted to have, you know, hey, I know you down right now. I know you just lost your job. Let me cut this on real quick in the background. Elder Will talking about being motivated. Let me cut this on real quick. He don't even know what I'm playing, the customer. And, you know, it's, hey, Mr. Rodney, I needed that.
Yeah.
In my head, I already knew what I was doing.
Yeah, you planting those seeds.
I'm planting those seeds. So,
Yeah.
the platform for barbering made me see like I can speak to them without even speaking to them, if that makes sense. All I gotta do is play this song. All I gotta do is play this sermon, because they can't say, hey, turn this off. It's my shop. You know, you gotta listen to Elder Wood. You gotta listen to Eric Thomas. You gotta listen to, you know, anybody that I want you to listen to feel motivated at this moment. You have to listen to them. And it's gonna make you think, you know, you gonna think about, hey, I need to get up. I need to go work hard. I need to move fear away. I need to take this chance. I need to work a little bit harder. I need to apologize to who I need to apologize. I need to lift myself up. So
That's blessing,
I get
man.
30 minutes. I get 45 minutes to either say or persuade or talk or uplift. And I use that to, I use it in the right manner. I use it to say the right things, you know. Right, if that makes sense.
It does. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Now, thank you, number one. Thank you for your time, man. But before we get out of here, I would love for you to kind of let us know, number one, how do you even accept students into the Barber College?
Okay.
And you do a lot, as we already discussed, you do a lot of things for the community. Even, I know you just did something a few days ago at a high school. Give us a brief synopsis on that and let everybody know, you know, if they wanted to get in contact with you, how they can reach you.
So, Levels Barber College here in Canton, Ohio, the first African-American barber college in Canton, Ohio ever. The events, we do so many free haircut events. We will be at every high school in Canton, Ohio before the year end for picture days, for just free haircuts, just to give back. And it's promotion. I mean, it's promotion, it's giving back. And we just want to help, we just want to give. If you want to find us, levelsbarberschool.com. If you want us to do your events, just go on the website. We'll be there. Cleveland, Alliance, Massillon, you know, somewhere close that we can get to and get back. We can't come in Cincinnati yet, but we'll be in Cincinnati one day. But any type of events, any homeless shelters, any YMCAs, any boys' homes, children's homes, anything like that, we are there. Any churches, anything to help out, for them to get experience, for us to just show you how professional we are, to show you the Chick-fil-A greet, and just to show you we care. You matter. So you can find us levelsbarberschool.com, and then the event with McKinley. They set up the event. It was called Cuts and Conversations. So we were doing what we're doing right now, but instead of me talking, I wanted them guys to talk. I wanted them to talk about what someone could have told them to watch out for them hurdles. You know, the hurdle of having sex out of wedlock, possibly having multiple kids, you know, catching a felony at a young age, selling drugs at a young age, the mishaps, going to prison, going to jail, mainly the negative things that you can not get. You know, some conversations are not had. You know, Mr. Colbert, one of my students, he's right behind you, one of my students, Mr. Colbert, he played basketball, had scholarships, could have went to about 12 different schools to go to college, and then he had a kid at a young age, and it kind of stopped all of that. So just them hearing that, like, okay, you know, maybe that stopped one person from making that same mistake, and that's what it was. And when we go to these different high schools, whether it's one person or whether it's 10,000 people, we're gonna tell the same thing. That makes sense.
That's a blessing, man.
Yeah.
Well, leave us with some parting words. If it's a young Rodney or somebody who has aspirations like you did when you were younger, who may have been in your same situation, coming from the projects, or maybe they just have aspirations on starting a barber college or starting a barber shop, or just cutting hair, or just, you know, figuring out how to get over the hump, how to get past fear or whatever. What is something that you can kind of leave us with that you believe has been arguably probably the most monumental thing that you have learned over the years?
Just take the chance. I mean, take the chance. You have nothing to lose. Either you're going to fail and learn, or you're going to win. But at the end of the day, you're winning from either one. You won't make that same mistake again, or this is something you're supposed to be doing. Just jump in there. You know, of course, come up with a plan. Of course, think about it. Of course, pray about it. But if it's something that's burning, if that desire is in your heart, just try it. Just try it. Like I said, I've never cut hair. I've never thought about cutting hair. I just enjoy going to the barbershop and having a nice conversation and looking nice afterwards.
Right.
And I was like, hey, what do I have to lose? I'm homeless. I'm going house to house. I'm trying to figure it out. College ain't working. Nothing is working. Nothing is working. The only thing that ever worked was praying, going to church, tithing, believing, and then me just taking a chance. I don't know how to open a barber college. I just started reading. I started Googling. I started looking. I didn't know how to open a barber shop. I started reading. I started looking. I just feel like I can do it. Construction company. I don't know nothing about construction. Like, I can paint.
And we didn't even talk about that, you guys. We got to get a part 2 so that we can even, because he's not finished.
No.
You know, like he has this barber college, but for those of you who are watching us on YouTube, you may get a glance and see some of the shop, but wait till you see what he got brewing, you know. Yeah. He already walked us through what he got brewing. You know, he already thinking ahead for his students, for those who, you know, who actually matriculate through the college, and like he mentioned, his construction and so many other things, to where like the man doing his thing. Yeah. You just doing your thing. So listen, hey, I want to thank you for taking your time out, and thank you for allowing us to come into this fantastic barber college, man, with some great students. It has been a blessing to be here. I pray that everyone who has listened to this or watched this has been blessed. And man, like I mentioned, if you started listening to us a little bit late, our goal is to help you learn, live in, and leverage your purpose. Listen, You do not have to have it all figured out. You are already equipped to do everything that God has called you to do in this season of your life. And we want to encourage you to go out there, as Mr. Rodney had mentioned. Hey, take the chance, believe in yourself, bet on yourself, and trust in God. And it'll take you a long way. I'm Dr. Will Patton. Again, this is the Purpose Experience presented by Winning Paradigm. Y'all be blessed.